Does the thought of a job interview give you sweaty palms? Are you intimidated by the uncertainty of what you will face during the interview? Have you asked yourself,
what if I get a question for which I'm unprepared?
What if I forget to highlight my best credentials?
What can I tell my parents if after I get my degree, the only job I get is being a barista at a coffee shop or asking people if they want fries with their order?
Fortunately, if you are armed with good information and a commitment to invest your time and effort into making the most of your interviewing opportunities, you can greatly increase your ability to land the job of your dreams. For the past 30 years, Tom Clark, author of Career Strategies, professor of management at Xavier University, and president of CommuniSkills, an international management consulting business, has helped coach thousands of job candidates on how to effectively present themselves in job interviews, which for many is the most unpredictable stage of being hired for a job. This video covers 5 topics crucial to your success: preparing for the interview, understanding the principles behind answering questions effectively, answering screening questions, answering behavior-based questions, and follow-up after the interview. 1. Research the organization. Do a web search of the company where you are going to be interviewed. We suggest putting the name of the organization into a search engine and reading what the organization says about itself and what others say about it. Search for information concerning corporate vision, motto, or mission statement, recent company history, products and services, number of employees, leadership, financials, plans for the future. Print this information and put it into a portfolio and review it prior to interviewing. This research will allow you to competently answer a frequently asked question. How did you become acquainted with our company? Also, consider if you have met someone who already works for the organization, the specific job for which you are applying, and the steps of the hiring process. This will help you prepare for potential questions with answers that are consistent with the company's values and future plans. 2. Read the job description carefully. Companies take a lot of time to write job descriptions, so examine closely what the organization describes as the criteria for the position. As most interviewers create questions that help them determine if candidates meet the most important job criteria, we suggest you make a chart on which you indicate how you meet each criterion. Next, find evidence that proves you have the relevant job experience, specific talents, and personal qualities listed in the advertisement. The best evidence is paid job experience, as it indicates someone else valued the same skills in you that the prospective employer expects from the person hired for the advertised job. For those job criteria for which you cannot find relevant paid job experience, seek out evidence that you did similar work without pay, or that you demonstrated those qualities in volunteer work or in courses you took. That way, you will have evidence to support your ability to meet all job criteria. Third, develop a complement file and example file. It is important to identify credible evidence for your answers, including compliments from others, as well as quantifiable proof of impact, such as cost and time savings, or of the wider adoption of your ideas. First, identify compliments. What others say about you is independent proof for claims that support your ability to do some aspect of the job. These can be compliments from bosses, suppliers, customers, and coworkers. It is much more credible to say,
my manager told me that the design and content of my PowerPoint presentation were the best he had ever seen, and he's going to share it with the company president,
than,
I believe I create excellent PowerPoint presentations.
The first statement is independent proof of your talents. The second can sound like an unsupported and self-serving claim. Other types of independent proof include statistics, such as,
I calculated that we saved 30 hours of clerical time when we reduced the number of locations a file could be found from 30 to 3, saving 50 hours per year of clerical time that could be used more productively.
This type of answer shows you think quantitatively and that you produce results companies want. Another way to focus on the impact of your actions is to prove that a technique you introduced is being used elsewhere.
Once I demonstrated the power of web advertising for our ice cream cakes in the Indianapolis store, management adapted this form of advertising in the stores in the 5-state region, increasing sales throughout.
4. Practice. Just as you would not engage in a sports activity without practicing first, People who succeed at interviewing invest a significant amount of time rehearsing and evaluating their answers. We suggest you practice, preferably on videotape, so you can see and hear what others see and hear. And also, practice with someone who can give you perceptive feedback. Ask your partner to look at you as if he or she were the interviewer. What would that person regard as the strengths and weaknesses of each of your answers, and how could you improve your answers to meet their highest standards? Fifth, before the interview, make sure that you have an accurate understanding of your interviewer's expectations. Call to confirm the meeting in terms of date, time, and place, including directions. If you are driving, determine a parking plan that allows you ample time to arrive at the site of the interview. Find out what appropriate dress will be, and make sure you have polished shoes, clean nails, neatly trimmed hair, knee-length socks, knee-length skirts for women, light cologne, and a limited amount of tasteful jewelry. Also, prepare an interview kit, which includes copies of your resume, a list of key information to review prior to the interview, pens, cough drops, antihistamines, mints, a Tide stain pen, grooming supplies, nail clippers, 2 pens, and a portfolio with a notepad and a calendar. Sixth, take time to prepare carefully on the day of the interview. Importantly, be on time. Call to find out when the best time to arrive would be, as you may be asked to fill out paperwork in advance of the scheduled time for the interview. If you will not be filling out paperwork, arrive at least 10 minutes early and use the first 5 minutes to check grooming for neat appearance, using the public bathroom in the lobby. Go to the office where you'll be interviewing 2 to 3 minutes prior to the scheduled time. This will show that you planned well, precisely meeting the interviewer's schedule.